Ken Cuccinelli, the Attorney General of Virginia, who is the Republican candidate in this year's gubernatorial race, was the chief guest at an event organized by Tony Taneja at the Akshaya restaurant in Sterling, Virginia last Friday. Mr. Cuccinelli talked to Imagination about his vision for Virginia's future.
Sure. I'm the Attorney General for Virginia, and so I'm the lawyer for all of state government, and I've learned an awful lot about what works and what doesn't work in our state government. But one thing I've also seen is just how important it is to drive job creation in Virginia, and I think I have the best ideas about how to create more jobs. And when I say that, I don't mean the government doing it. I mean the private sector creating those jobs. So we want to lower taxes on small businesses and middle-class families so that they can invest more in hiring more folks, in growing their software companies, in bringing in more employees, and in growing their business. So that job focus is the main reason I'm running. Well, first of all, I was a small business owner myself. I understand the entrepreneurial experience of a lot of Indian Americans. I was a state senator up here, and a good chunk of my district was Indian American. So this is not a new community for me. I've been spending time here for over a decade, and so I think I have a pretty good feel for what's needed. There's a strong value of families. They're committed to good, hard work. Education and having the opportunity to educate children as best we can are all highly important, and those are big motivators for me in my race. So I fully expect to be competitive, and I expect to win the Indian American votes in Northern Virginia. Well, you know, I'm one of those people who's very careful not to think too far past Election Day, because I've got to win the election first, but that is absolutely something that would be a prospect in my administration, absolutely. There's no question that the one advantage my opponent has in this race is fundraising. He's a big fundraiser. He's been a professional fundraiser for years. He's never held elective office. He's never worked on policies that matter to the families of Virginia, like helping our businesses grow and our families keep more of their own money. And the way we're going to beat his fundraising ability is we're going to knock on a lot of doors. We're talking to people individually. It's part of the value of being here tonight and talking to 150 folks from the community. That's a big deal, and we ask them to go talk to others. You know, we've won races before being outspent. I've never outspent an opponent, and I've been elected 4 times, and we've done it because people like the folks I'm spending tonight with here in this restaurant turn around and talk to their friends and their neighbors about my job creation ideas and about how I'm going to keep the community safe. And that's how we're going to win this election, is that kind of one-on-one talking to friends and neighbors and people that they know, and I'm going to keep showing up to do exactly that as well. Well, certainly this is, of course, a federal issue, but in Northern Virginia, especially those HB1 visas that allow us the opportunity to have tech workers joining our growing companies, meets a labor demand here in Northern Virginia. So this is a bipartisan issue in Virginia. U.S. Senator Mark Warner has looked to try and expand the availability of HB1 visas. I will tell you that I met a gentleman tonight who's going to be sworn in as a new U.S. citizen in about 2 weeks, and that is always very inspiring to me. For 3 years in a row, I've spoken at those citizenship ceremonies, and I find them just awe-inspiring. It's wonderful to see. It really encourages me about my country and about the people who want to come here and be part of America.